Hey there, my name is Bren Vanderswag. I'm the president of GutterExperts.com and founder of GutterCon, which is being held in just 23 days from now in Denver, Colorado. Leading up to GutterCon, I've been doing a series of events where I've been chatting with a variety of people in the gutter world, speakers who will be presenting at GutterCon, suppliers, and regular gutter guys just like you and me. We'll be talking about their businesses and how they play a role in today's gutter industry. So I'd like to introduce to you today my guest, Jon Majak. He's CEO of Mr. Pipeline, and he's also a Conquer business coach. How you doing today, Jon?
Bren, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Yeah. I know this was a little bit of short notice, but thanks for jumping on today. Really appreciate it.
Sure thing.
So listen, you and I actually met kind of by accident at the, you got to tell me the acronym, the P.
It was the PWMCA.
Yeah, down in Florida in November. And I have to say, you're a lot taller than what you come across on your pictures. So that was the first thing.
As a compliment.
I can't, yeah, take it as a compliment coming from a short guy. So we got to meet there, and I don't know a lot about your business, but I certainly see, you're really active with the Facebook group that you have. That's the sales and marketing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gutter company sales and marketing tips.
Yeah, and that's really been growing too, hasn't it?
Yeah, we grow quick. It's do the best we can to provide as much value as we can.
Yeah,
just organically grows.
So listen, I want this interview to be a little bit about, you as a person and how you kind of got to where you are today. You don't look like a very old fella. So why don't you just tell us, where you grew up and, how you kind of started off in your career.
Cool. So Brent, I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's all I know. I've been doing it my entire life. And for the guys who are watching this, if you know, it's a different type of struggle. It's a different type of grind. And for my
struggle.
It's
never a struggle.
It's an easy road. Easy. I took the easy road, right?
Yeah.
So my whole life I've pretty much been at it. Home service is where I come from. Home service is my background. It's you name it, from 11, 12 years old, mowing lawns, cutting grass, knocking doors, cleaning houses, you name it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I started my first home service business at 15 years old. It was called Jon's Perfect Pressure, and it was an exterior cleaning company. Mm-hmm. And I fell on my face 30 to 50 times, embarrassed myself 100 times. You know how it goes. Yeah. And I basically taught myself through the school of hard knocks. Yeah. And after that business, I pretty much became the guinea pig for myself. And
how long did you run that business?
About 4 years.
Yeah.
And started from nothing. It was a little Toyota Avalon with a little trailer in the back, and I'd pull it around the neighborhood and just beg people for an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that led me to my real business, which ended up being Power Clean. And we were basically like the #1 service provider here in South Florida. For about 5 years, we built it up, sold it off, and ended up starting Mr. Pipeline after that. So quick backstory. Power Clean was literally nothing, Bren. We built this business up by just dominating on the search engine.
When you say we, was it just you, or did you have a partner?
It was myself and my business partner, which was my father. Okay. So my father ran like the daily operations on the outside, and I did the other 75% of the business, the marketing, the admin, the sales.
And how big were you when you went to that next level?
Yep. So we basically started from nothing and started having 6-figure months, from building it up from $500 a month to $1,000 a month, and just started growing ourselves into 6-figure months. Yeah. And
mainly house washing, or did you do?
Yep. Roof cleaning, exterior cleaning, paver sealing. And we were just really good at selling leads too. And that's something that like most people don't catch. And I can tell you, one of the greatest leads we would create were for gutter companies. So we would walk up to a house, and we had this checklist system where, like most of our competitors, they'd show up, they'd scrub the driveway or the roof, and they'd leave. For us, we were very systematic. So we would walk up to the house, and we would notice if there was broken gutters, broken tiles, broken screens, things like that. And essentially we would generate a lead. So if there was a broken gutter or a house didn't have gutters, we were essentially walking up to that property, servicing the property, building a relationship with Mrs. Jones, and then talking about some opportunities at the end. So Mrs. Jones, my name's John. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to let you know I'm known around town as the guy who knows everybody. So I have a gutter guy, and notice that you don't have gutters here. I'd be happy to recommend them if it's something you're interested in. Brent, I'll tell you what, most of the time people will be like, you know what, I've been considering gutters, I just didn't know who to call. Or if it was a busted gutter, a broken one, I said, I have the perfect guy for you. Would you like me to pass that over? And what I was really doing was creating a lead. I had the customer's first and last name. I had how hot they were. Did they want to quote right away or within a couple of weeks? Yeah. I had all their information, and I'd be able to flip that lead. So we were like real, and we would just send it to the gutter guy, bill him on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. That's how I want your customers to start thinking as we move forward. And as your audience grows, is like, guys, there's so much money out there. There's so much money on the table beyond just installs and repairs. Like if you're a little more creative, you can definitely open up your margins, because we both know with rising prices, margins are getting leaner and leaner. So like we need to figure out how to open up those margins. Selling leads is how you do it. But back to my story, I built this business up. We ended up just becoming really, really strong in the home service world. And basically I found a niche where we were just crushing it. And what happened was, after I sold the business, I started meeting incredible people out there, and they said, how'd you sell your business? How did that happen? I said, we dominated in the marketing world. And then I ended up applying it to gutter company number 1, pressure cleaning company number 2, roofer number 3. And before you know it, we're in our 10th year now, 10th year in business. And we represented thousands of companies throughout the years. And we market for some of the greatest gutter companies in the country now. And it's an honor. It's an honor to be able to be that person who people can depend on. Mm-hmm. It's been a long journey, my friend, but here we are.
Yeah. And you do a lot of speaking engagements too, don't you?
We do. Yeah, I do. My life hasn't been the easiest. So for me, I feel like one of my reasons, my purpose in life is to help inspire others. Beyond just service, beyond just web development, SEO, Google Ads, I truly have a passion for helping others break through. Mm-hmm. I faced a lot of adversity. So I didn't ask to become a mindset expert, but I certainly have developed one into one over the years. So when I speak, I love to touch on mindset, because if you want to take over your market, you need to do more than just increase your budget on Google Ads or get your rankings better. You need to be in the mindset to grow. You need to be in the mindset to go through adversity and see opportunities and build your culture. Like these are things that all come down to mindset. So like, I love to touch on that. So when it comes to speaking, I bring the heat, but like, I really like to dive into mindset for sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what would you say your main business is right now? Mr. Pipeline or your Conquer Coaching?
No, Mr. Pipeline is my main business. So Conquer Coaching is what I do. I do it a couple days a week, where if you're not familiar with Conquer, guys, Conquer is essentially probably the greatest home service business coaching program I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Started by Josh Latimer and Brandon Vaughn, like 2 powerhouses in the business. They essentially created this roadmap that helps people understand where they're at, like in what stage they're at in business. You're doing $100,000 or you're doing everything by yourself, you're in stage 1. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a couple $100,000 and you got a helper and you got a couple systems in place, like you're heading to stage 2 and so on and so forth. And the cool part is the ultimate goal is to take people to stage 5, automate their business, and just make so much money and not be a slave to the business anymore, because most of business owners, they never are able to break through. Mm-hmm. And they just don't realize that until they're in the trenches and can never get out. So that's the beautiful part about Conquer.
Yeah. Well, I will say, you're speaking my language. I haven't gone, I do have a coach right now that I work with. And I guess one of the questions I would ask, like I told you before we got on this call, I didn't go through the Conquer program, but I kind of started it. And, I'm a little frustrated that I didn't do it back then. So if there was one thing that you could say to, someone, because it's money, you got to spend money to take these, to hire a coach.
Sure.
But, if there was one thing that you could say to someone that's kind of sitting on the fence, like,
Yep.
what do I do? Should I do this? I mean, what could you tell them about it? Like to get them, to make the call?
Absolutely. So what it comes down to, it's the first thing I said, it's your mindset. Are you looking to grow and build that business that's just like a machine that's not only serving your customers at a high level, but also your staff and your community? Like, if that's who you want to be, Conquer's for you. Mr. Pipeline's for you. Like, that's what it is. And you got to be willing to execute. One thing I've come to realize is the people in that business, whether it's in Conquer or it's in Mr. Pipeline, which are very similar, same audience, same customer avatar.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is the people who join Mr. Pipeline that build 7-figure businesses and can $2 to $5, $8 million businesses. They're the ones who execute on their accountabilities. They're the ones who, they're not just signing up for Conquer Mr. Pipeline, keeping their fingers crossed. They know they have to put in the hard work. So my best advice is, like, if you're in the mindset to grow your business and you're disciplined enough to get after your accountabilities, 2 incredible companies to work with. That's for sure. Not a pitch, but I'm just letting you know, like, that's what it comes down to.
What's the best time to have a coach? Like, would you say it's for guys that are just starting? That's the best time, like, do it before you screw up? Or is it better to, have a little bit of shit under your belt, so to speak? Like, like, I know for me, like, I've been through everything. And, but I'm 50 years old. I'm not, I don't know if you can teach an old dog new tricks now.
That's not true. That's not true. One of my greatest coachees is early 60s, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. He told me, John, I got 5 years for you to help me automate this business. Talk about pressure, no pressure or anything, Let's just say we built this business up from $50,000 months and we're just creeping it up to 60, 70, 80. The goal is to get to 100,000 within the next few years, and we'll get there. There's a roadmap, and he's got the discipline. So yeah, when it comes down to, like, what's the perfect person to be coached, I would not suggest a guy who's just starting off his business, who's starting out in business, who doesn't have that mindset to grow, who doesn't understand what it takes. The guy who just filed his paperwork and formed an LLC and just got his insurance paperwork back yesterday, guy's not ready. That guy is not ready. He still needs to figure out what equipment he's going to use.
Got to get his fingers dirty.
He's got to get his life together before he has somebody at a high level just drive him forward. So for me, it's the guy who's looking to grow. It's not really revenue based. It's more or less like, are you ready? Like, do you have your foundation built? Because we're going to scale you to the next level. But can you handle the business? Can you handle all the pressure that's going to come? So it's probably my best answer.
Yeah. So just getting back to Mr. Pipeline. So what do you do? Is there a list of services that you do, or like what's the main thing that you're doing for? And I'm assuming you're not just doing it just for gutter guys. I mean, gutter guys is a piece of your pie, but you do it for all sorts of other home service businesses too, right?
Sure. Yep. So our main services are real simple. We're Google Ads, SEO, and web design. And we aren't just for gutter guys. Like, gutter guys is a major core business of a good segment of our business because we're really good at it. We've seen guys out there that are okay and fair, and like, we saw what they were doing right. This was 8-10 years ago. We saw what they were doing right, and we saw what they were doing wrong. We basically put the throttle down on things they were doing right and just kept going, becoming better and becoming the strongest. And I truly am confident to say, like, I don't know another company who can kill it for gutter guys quite like us. We have a really, really experienced team. Our web design team, second to none in understanding what gutter customers are looking for. Not gutter, the actual business, but the actual clientele, the customers out in the homeowners, the commercial people. So we build and customize our websites around that. When it comes to our Google Ads team, like, anybody can build Google Ads. In fact, Google makes it really easy just to create a quick ad and push it out there. Our team is like, that's what we know. We know what customers are searching, what they're not searching. We're very well versed. We have a big negative keyword list. So when somebody works with us, it's like they're hitting the ground right away. And same with SEO, like our SEO team, they just know the terms. We've been doing it long enough to tell you, like, we know case style, we know different like downspout searches. We know what people are searching, and like we get ahead of it. So we do not focus on things we're not good at. We absolutely kill the things we're good at.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can talk about this, but can you talk at all about, what sort of costs,
Sure.
you might be looking at if,
Yeah.
engage with a company like yourself?
Absolutely. So for really, when it comes down to, like, we'll do the best we can to work with people's budgets. But for us, it's like Google Ads is looking at like 400, give or take, a month. SEO, $500-600 a month, depending on what package you go after. Our web design prices, we pretty much give it away because we want to see people have an incredible experience. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about $2,500, give or take. That's what our costs are. Mm-hmm. But for us, it's like, it comes down to making sure, like, we don't accept everybody. So, like, I don't go out there. If you know anything about myself, like, I don't go out there and pitch our services. When I'm speaking, I don't tell people exactly what, come sign up for Mr. Pipeline. I just don't. If people need help and they need advice and they're looking for somebody to partner with long-term, touch base with us. If we have your territory available, we'll let you know. It would be an honor to help work with a lot of people, but like, we will not work for two people in one area. Like, if we have somebody here in Palm Beach County and they're giving us they're trusting us with their livelihood, their family's livelihood, their staff, like, that's something we don't take lightly. So we're very, very selective and we're very exclusive when we work with people. So if it means anything, that's what happens when you work with Mr. Pipeline.
Yeah. And, I guess every company is different, but ultimately for you guys, you're looking to work with someone all the time, like just always be working on it, right? I guess it's kind of like a monthly coaching thing, even, just working on that marketing stuff.
It's what it is. It's what it is. I always tell people, like, they say, how do I get so busy, John? How do I take my business to the next level? You need to commit. You need to put the money in on a monthly basis. You put $5 in, Bren, you pull the lever and you pull out $25. You do it again next month and you might put in $10, right? And figure out how to get 50 back. And like, that's what it comes down to. The right company will get you a 5x ROI minimum. And if you have the right sales ability and the right closing rates, which hopefully are 75%, give or take, it's like Mr. Pipeline is the right partner for you. So yeah, it really comes down to making sure you understand that the right marketing company will look at this as an investment, not just like, let me charge a couple $1,000s a month and we'll see how long they last. No, like, we want to be with you for the lifespan of your business. Yeah. That's why our rates are what they are. But you need to understand there's other variables. Like, are you answering your phone with the right phone etiquette? Are your salespeople closing the deals? Are they leaving money on the table? Do you have a follow-up strategy? So ultimately you lower your customer acquisition rate. Like, we think about things like that. It's kind of like a full circle approach.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I've said this before on a couple other interviews. You don't answer that. If you answer the phone, you're halfway there as far as I'm concerned, maybe even further along. It's
true. Most people don't. We use recording software. We have phone tracking software, and the amount of people that don't answer their phone would blow your mind.
Oh, I know.
I can tell you, some of the greatest gutter companies that I work with, it's like, I know those people behind the scenes, like the owners behind the scenes. And it's just like, they understand the concept of like printing money. You can print money when you answer your phone, you're professional, you serve your customers at a high level, and then you keep them in your follow-up system forever. Yeah. It's the people that miss the call and they call back and they didn't answer, or they answer it, hello, this is Jim. Like, those are the people who are not able to print money. Yeah. 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 They've got themselves a job, basically. They do. Yeah. They do. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what we do, man, in a nutshell. Yeah. So you're gonna be coming to Gutter-Con in 23 days. So I guess you'll obviously be speaking a little bit more about what we've kind of chatted about today. But what would be the very first thing, as a coach
someone thinking about coming to GutterCon. I mean, we're not going to solve all the world's problems at GutterCon, but what I've been telling people, and I've seen a couple comments like, why would you pay to go just,
Mhm.
see some of the stuff that you can just watch on the
Right.
internet. And I really think that, hanging out with like-minded individuals, rubbing shoulders with people like yourself or Tommy
Mhm.
Mello or
Mhm.
Megan Likes or Colin DeHane,
Mhm.
just having a 10-20 minute chat with someone could change your business, couldn't it?
It's true. It's true. So quick example. So I was hanging with Tommy this past weekend, and I can tell you, we were just at a sales boost. It was a different event.
Mhm.
The amount of fire that people walk away with from interacting with somebody like himself,
Yeah.
it's indescribable. Tommy's a beast.
Yeah.
I can tell you, Colin's a beast. Megan couldn't be any more on point with helping people just scale.
I thought you were going to call
Myself,
her a beast.
no, Megan, she's a female. She just gets it. Let's just put it
Oh,
that way. Like,
she's
she's
so
very,
awesome.
yeah, she's an incredible person, and she has a lot of different things she brings to the business beyond just numbers. Like, she's got a
Mhm.
giving back mindset, which is a whole nother thing I'd
Yep.
love to talk on. But if people are on the fence, like, what it comes down to is, when you hang out with people in the industry that understand what's going on here in 2022, like, we're facing different challenges than we've ever faced. So, like, when you can rub shoulders and just kind of chat with people that are facing the same challenges, you're
Yep.
leveling yourself up subconsciously, right? When you're around people that, whether it's myself, Tommy, Megan, Colin, some of the other providers, like, when you understand what we bring to the table and you can just grab some of those nuggets and apply it to your business, you're leveling yourself up. So for me, it's like, that's what it comes down to. If you want to level up your business and build a better business, go to GutterCon. Seriously. Like, it's going to be full of fire. That I know for sure. I'm not even doubting that. But
Yeah.
people need to get off the fence. Like, I've come to realize in my life, Bren, most people spend their life looking over the cliff. Should I jump? Should I not? I'm not sure. Like, make this the year that you jump.
Yeah.
Make this the year that you jump.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that plug-in for sure. And hopefully anyone who's watching this that hasn't, they jump on Google Flights or however you buy your flights and get it done.
Get it done, man. Get it done.
Okay. Well, look, I know you got another meeting coming up, so I want to thank you for taking the time today. And, guys will be able to shake hands with you at GutterCon and just really appreciate, what you're bringing in for us. So
Thank you,
again,
man.
thank
It's an
you.
honor. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Well,
All
great.
right.
Thanks so much, John.
Thanks,
And
Brett.
talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Catch you later.